Hello. A very happy Diwali to all of our community who are celebrating it. All over the world, Hindus, Sikhs, and Jains will be celebrating this fabulous festival of light. And it's a very timely one given the circumstances we all face this year. And I hope this virtual celebration, although it's a poor relation to the wonderful feast we have in our dining room every autumn, will be some consolation to all of you. It's particularly poignant given the circumstances this year to have a celebration of lightness over darkness. And I'm sure we will all resonate with the significance of that when we're struggling under this dreadful pandemic that we're suffering from. So have a wonderful day and enjoy the whole celebration.
In a famous essay called 300 Ramayanas, 5 examples and 3 thoughts on translation, the poet A.K. Ramanujan had started by asking, how many Ramayanas? 300? 3000? At the end of some Ramayanas, a question is sometimes asked. How many Ramayanas have there been? And there are stories that answer the question. I begin with this quotation not to confuse you by saying that there are 300 or 3000 Diwalis. No, there is only one Diwali. But to alert you to the fact that when it comes to stories about the origins of Diwali or about why Indians celebrate Diwali, the question Ramanujan asked might indeed be pertinent. Because at the origin of every epic or festival or god or demon, there are multiple stories that answer the question of where they came from. I will not present you with all the sources and the texts starting from the first millennium CE down to the 17th century to talk about Diwali. In the internet era, all you need to do is click on a link and you will have all the information you need. The only thing I can do then is to tell you a little bit about what Diwali meant to me. Since every festival means something different to every Indian in the subcontinent. Let me start by telling you something you may already know. That just as there is no such thing as Indian food, there is no uniformity at all in an Indian experience of a festival, which, like the food you eat at home, would vary immensely from region to region. In Calcutta, the former capital of the British Empire in India and the present capital of the state of West Bengal, we knew, even while we celebrated it as children, that Diwali was not ours. No, Bengalis traditionally did not do Diwali. What they did instead was worship the goddess Kali the day before Diwali. Kali Puja, or the worship of Kali, follows 20 days or so after the most important festival of the year in Bengal, Durga Puja, a huge carnivalesque 9-day celebration of the fair goddess with 10 arms, riding a lion and driving a spear through the buffalo demon she slew to save the earth. If all of this is beginning to resemble Narnia, then rest assured it gets even better. I said fair goddess because Kali is her alter ego, and the dark goddess, traditionally depicted as black, clothed in tiger skin and a garland of human skulls, biting on her red tongue because she has just realized that she has stepped on her husband Shiva, who lies supine beneath her extended right foot, which stamps down on his chest. The story is that Kali, when called upon to save mankind from certain demons, became so destructive and blinded by rage that she could not be stopped, and the gods feared for the world. Seeing this, the god Shiva lay down on the battlefield so that she stepped on him. The moment her foot touches his body, she realizes what she has done and freezes, biting her tongue in embarrassment. Now, this would make no sense to some of you unless I explained also that Hindus traditionally avoid touching a person with their feet. It is a mark of extreme disrespect. In fact, we used to avoid touching a book with our feet as well, as we believed the goddess of learning, Saraswati, resided in every book. It is Kali who is worshipped in Calcutta's most important and oldest temple, Kali Ghat, which is probably what the city is named after. And she would be worshipped in community pandals or structures every year, just the day before Diwali, when the rest of India was worshipping the goddess of wealth, Lakshmi, or, as she's also known, Kamala, as in Kamala Harris's name I can't resist mentioning. All of which is to say that when we turn to Diwali celebrations the next day alongside our friends from other parts of India, we would have the best of both worlds, both regional and national. Part of the joy of growing up Indian is to inhabit many worlds by having many festivals to share with many communities. Christmas and Eid, Guru Nanak's birthday with the Sikhs, and Mahavir Jayanti with the Jains. All our holidays celebrate a story, a myth, a saint, or a god. No bank holidays for us. Diwali is an abbreviation of Deepavali. Deep meaning the small earthen terracotta lamps that you can still buy, as I do, on the day, and light with a traditional cotton wick soaked in oil. Or, of course, you could simply get the strings of ubiquitous cheap Chinese made twinkly lights that are so popular nowadays and string them up on your balcony or rooftop. No mention of Diwali would be complete without evoking the sweets and the firecrackers that accompany the festival. Every child gets their own stash. And as darkness falls and the homes are lit up, steps out in new clothes to shriek and shout and light the sparklers and what used to be called the atom bombs too. The air and noise pollution have now been controlled by laws put in place for that purpose. But no amount of regulation can spoil the joy as the rockets continue to be launched far into the night, bursting in graceful multicolored showers of light in the midnight sky. We are far away from the celebrations in India in terms of physical distance, perhaps, but the warmth and the light and the spirit are all here. I was delighted to discover that St. Hugh's has such a robust program of food and festivity and feasting in place for Diwali, and touched by the thought and planning that has gone into organizing this virtual event I was so kindly asked to be a part of. Thank you for asking me, and thank you for these arrangements for Diwali. Here's wishing all of you a very happy Diwali today.
Hi. Diwali is the celebration of a successful harvest and the start of a new year in many parts of India. I hope that we can celebrate Diwali together in the truest sense here at Oxford by spreading joy and light in the lives of all those around us. I hope that Diwali brings newfound prosperity, wealth, and happiness to your lives. Have a happy, safe, and bright Diwali this year.
Happy Diwali!